Spoiler alert. No, really, it is a spoiler alert. So in this video, we are going to show our new Defender spoiler. So this will fit the 110, the 130 and the 90 because the rear end's the same on them all. Right, so let's have a look at it. So this is our own design. We didn't want to go copying anyone else, so this is our own design and it's got some cool features in it. So let's take a look. Let's have a look. What does it look like on the car? There you go. So there's a few features you want to think about when you're choosing a spoiler. If you want a spoiler, why do you want a spoiler? We'll talk about that a bit as well. One is you want to still maintain visibility of the original third brake light unless your spoiler incorporates an additional third brake light. We have designed this one specifically with these flat areas here. Now, we wanted to reflect the fact, two things. One is the fact that the Land Rover is quite slabby. There's a lot of flat sides on it. So we've followed the curve of the roof, but we've created these flat panels. But they're also good if you want to fit some warning lights. And I'll show you those and how we've designed it. The other feature we've designed in is it actually comes over the edge of the side panel here. And we've done that on purpose because when we did these side panels, you remember there's a grommet in here which allows you access to the inside for wiring. So they've actually purposely fitted a grommet and you've got good access on either side to the fuse box on that side or to the tow bar wiring, which has got some interesting power takeoff options. And also you've got access to the rear light. And we do the tap-in loom that you can connect, so you could get indicator signals if you wanted indicators or brake or reverse. And we've also angled these here so that if you wanted a work light, if you're parked behind something, it does sort of point down a little, so give you some extra lamp. Or you might just want to put some lamps in there and wire it up for camping, so you can just turn it on when you're camping. It'll give you some light, especially if you've got the tailgate open. So right, additional lighting is a thing. We are not going to put additional lighting on this one, but we will probably put it on the Stig because that's more utilitarian. So what we've done is you can see here we've marked an area here where you could drill this out and you could route, because this is hollow, you could route a cable up into the lamp here, and you could wire this and you could run the wires seamlessly without drilling or modifying your car down here in behind the gap here. Even if you wanted to drill this panel is relatively inexpensive. I think it was £40 last time I looked from Land Rover. So you could modifying this panel is always an easy option because that even comes painted for £40, which is actually pretty reasonable. And they just clip in and clip off. So that is why we have designed it. Right, why would you want a spoiler? We think they look quite good. Secondly, there is some debate. Originally, spoilers were designed to improve your airflow. And here's an interesting fact. When they designed the Defender, one of the engineers told me this, that they were debating about the spare wheel. But when they fitted the spare wheel, it actually reduced the drag of the car. You think, well, how does a spare wheel on the back reduce the drag? What it is where you've got this blunt square edge here, they were getting a lot of turbulence of the air as it went through the wind tunnel. And where this has taken up an area where the turbulence was collecting, it actually reduced the turbulence at the rear, which improved the drag on the car, which is crazy, but apparently true. So a spoiler will actually reduce the amount, hopefully, and hopefully that will reduce the amount of dirt, especially on a diesel, you get thrown up on your back door. So we're hoping that's another reason for, but I've got no way of checking or validating the drag coefficient reduction of fitting the spoiler. So in terms of fitting, I did debate different ways of fitting it, but getting any mechanical fixings into this panel is going to mean drilling it and doing stuff. So we are going to go with just bonding it on, and I think that's probably the safest way. There's very little weight to this. There's very little drag going to be on this when it's there. Right. Oh, another interesting point, Zach. We did do some testing, didn't we? So we have tested, because we have got on this 90, we have got the clear sight rear view mirror, and we needed to check that by placing this on here, we didn't interrupt the view. And the angle it's at, we've tried it as minimum position because you can move it up and down on the screen. We haven't interrupted the view of the clear sight rear view mirror. So that's another consideration to take into account. So I think we're all ready to glue it on. So what are we going to supply with the kit? We are going to supply a tube of adhesive. Now, this looks a bit industrial. You will not need this much. But the problem I got was that we wanted it black. So the majority of cars have got the black roof and this black rear panel. And so we've got the spoilers in black. We've also got some in primer if you want body color, if you've got a different color roof. So we really wanted black adhesive, and we'd like the bond and seal, and they do little tubes, which would be enough, but they only do the little tubes in white. And I think it's just too risky, just if you get a glimpse of white or you make any errors, the white's just going to be, and it's not much more expensive. So we are going to get the tube of black bond and seal. Now, before you go putting any glue anywhere, two things you need to do. Trial fit the product to check it fits and you're happy with its fit. Clean, so you need to clean, because if someone's put a load of polish on your car. Now, one thing you could do, and Ben's talked about doing this, one thing we've considered is rather than bonding straight on to this, you could, and let us know if you think this is a good idea. It's Ben's idea, I'll give Ben the credit for this. We could create a couple of vinyl pads that you supply, and you stick the vinyl graphics, which sticks really well, and you can get it off with a heat gun. And we could give you some vinyl pads that you could put on, stick that on like a vinyl graphic, and then what you're doing is you're bonding onto the vinyl graphic rather than bonding onto the paintwork. I hadn't thought about this before this video, so we will let us know your thoughts. Has anyone tried that? It seems a good idea to me. All right, so where are we going to...
The rear bumper cover.
We did, accidentally, we did do it on the rear bumper cover. That's maybe where the idea came from, because we just fitted our bumper cover over our stick-on bumper cover that we do for the back of the rear bumpers here. We ought to get one of those on here, really, didn't we, Zach? Actually, I was going to order them in gloss black. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, let us know. So the checker plate rear bumper cover, we did originally have them made in polypropylene, but we've now changed them to ABS. And ABS we can paint, so we could get them gloss black now. Right. Go, we make it up as we go along. Right then. So you've got to, it's going to be better to put the adhesive on the spoiler. So I mentioned the lights. These are the lights we get. And obviously if you're going to wire it, you want to wire it up before you stick it on. All right, now the other thing you need to do, I'm rambling all over. We need to work out where the touch areas are, and we'll do that now. But you want to clean any mold residue off here. So it's definitely, well, it's going to be that this whole area here, here, here is all in contact. We tried to design it. That's one of the other things we've done, is we've tried to design it compared to other spoilers we saw with much more surface area in contact. Right. Right. Let's try not to scratch it. Right. Okay, lights. So Zach has made us a little handy fitting jig that you can put here. Now, for these lights, all you need to drill is the hole for the center, and you could pilot drill 2 small holes. And these lamps, we'll make these available on the website. We won't kit these with the spoiler, but we'll make them available as a related product. You can put those on there, and then you get the little screws. So we do these in some weird colors, don't we? We do them in, and they've got, some of them have got 2 modes on as well. So you can wire reverse light and indicators, which would have 3 wires. This is just white, which could be a work light, could be a reverse light, depending on how you wire it up. Right. And obviously this template, everyone's worked that out, is the same. And that allows you to get them the same both sides. Right. I'm sure you shouldn't use a good screwdriver to open these. Look at that, I was ready. Right, so let's just double check again what area we are in contact with on the car. So I'm thinking, let's have a look, it's this flat face. We don't want to go too much over this bit because we don't want to stick that extra panel. We want to keep those panels removable. So we want to leave a little bit here, but let's just look again. Yeah, so we definitely got some area here in contact, and we've definitely got the whole arch all the way across the top in contact, okay? So I think we're pretty good. We're not going to come down here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now I think we probably need to fit it. We'll get some masking tape, but I think Also, I just wonder if we could get a, I don't really need it, no, that's all right. I was wondering if we could do with an extra bit of weight on the top. We might just put the socket set on it. Right then, here goes. Right, I guess we should ideally put this on a foam, Q foam. It's all going wrong, Zach. All fingers and thumbs, right. So, bond and seal. Right, yeah, make sure you've got your masking tape ready. Probably want a couple of rags ready just in case you... Okay, so I'm going to stick mainly to this surface here. And I probably put some, so it can squidge out a bit. A couple of that. Don't want to go too near the edge, because as I'm positioning it, I might... Okay. Right then. The point of no return, Zach. Right, so what's the best way of getting this on without making a mess everywhere? Right. That is looking pretty good. We looking all right, Zach? Right. And then how's that looking at the middle? I can't see any light coming through there at all. No, that is, I was a bit worried that where you've got the adhesive, it might space it out. Let me I'll get a chair and look from the back. Yeah, you're gonna jump up on the chair, Zach, and just have a look at the fitting up there. It looks right, have a look first. Yeah. Right, go on and yeah. The chair, so there you go, you can see the view, you can see how it meets. So we're quite happy with the fit on that one. That looks like a good job. Right, anything else we need to add, Zach? We've done the wiring, we've done the templates, we've done the bonding on. Obviously don't go driving it straight away. I'd leave it overnight. It's a moisture curing adhesive, so it'll be fine outside. Whip the masking tape off, then we're done. Ben will get the pictures taken and we'll get it up for sale on the website. Any comments, feedback, let us know. Good or bad, we don't mind.